Alrighty. Hope you enjoy everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Summer Allen's Game by List Review. We're on Dragon Ball Super episode 53 right now. This episode was definitely something you gotta understand because this episode kind of like filled like a whole bunch of questions. Like for example, this episode is about how Beerus, Whis, and Goku all travel to Universe 10, and to see a Kai whose energy resembles that at black. It's pretty interesting to see how it is. So seeing this was definitely an eye opener because it answered a whole bunch of questions. Like for example, and I try to do my best not to spoil too much, but I have a couple of theories I want to do this. As you know. Anyway, overall they do get there. Goku being as comedic as he is. How he tries to tick off Beerus. But he's just being his usual, funny, crazy self. They go, they see us. We get to see that the Kai they get to see is Zamora and Gorath. Gorath is the master, Zamora is the apprentice, and Zamora, he's a Kai who's on the turn to try to become a supreme Kai, but there's something holding him back, and it's his hatred of humans. He obviously has a very strong hatred of humans, which is pretty grim. So it's something you got to think about overall. When you think about it, it's definitely interesting and it answers a whole bunch of questions. Overall, this thing is definitely for real because they came to ask questions. And since Gamera Zoroark is surprised that they brought that Beerus and Whis are here, but not to mention that Goku's here. And Gamera, he doesn't like Goku. He doesn't like it because he looks human. He's a Saiyan, but he's a human. I mean, he looks human, but he's a Saiyan. I mean, they're not technically the same. They're different. So you can't tell. They came here to ask questions to find out. We get to see a few things, like for example, the Ring of Time that they see. It's the same ring that Black had. The Ring of Time. It's the same ring that he has. So overall, we get to see. And they even try to determine the strength of how strong Zamora is. Goku keeps pleading with Zamora, but he's like no, but his master Goroff just let him do it because he wanted this to be like a feud for his training. Because maybe to fight someone that looks human, maybe he can get over his hatred of humans. Which is pretty seeing how Goku and Zamora how they fight. It's pretty interesting because they weren't, from what I can tell, it looks like they weren't fighting seriously from the start and they weren't using their full power completely. I mean, it's Goku. He's trying to test them and see. And Zamora, he doesn't want to fight Goku because he's human. He doesn't think he's worthy enough of a fight. But it's definitely very interesting to see this. This is definitely very off how you see it. It's definitely very crazy overall. Seeing how these two people measure each other, how they fight, and in that instant, they get to see something. They get to see how Zamora's energy is the same as Black. Not the same, but similar, in some regards. And the Ring of Time is the same ring. And, overall, after seeing this, they finally got what they wanted. They wanted information to see how they could how this universe was connected to Black in a way. I'll get into that in a minute. Even though they fought, this was just a test, basically to see how it goes. Because Goku, he wanted to test his strength against this Kai, Zamora, and see who he is. And Camera, is really strong. I mean, he's supposed to become a Supreme Kai, so he's undergoing training, so it makes sense. However, his hatred of humans is holding him back, which is a pretty good deal. I mean, it's what his master said. Our job as Kai to observe and watch and to help them see how they grow. The only ones who could literally harm or stop their growth and hold life will be a god of destruction, or the gods of destruction. That's basically it. We also get to see some humor between Trunks in present day. He knows that Goku went to the 10th universe to find a Kai whose energy is similar to Black. Now, we have to see that he talks to Krillin, and Krillin tells him that he has a wife. his wife, he finds out that his wife is Android 18. The dude freaks out, tries to go for his sword, but he has to see. But once he comes out and sees that sees Krillin's little girl, Marin, I liked how Android 18 jokes with him a bit, saying that you defeated me in the future. Uh, so you better pay me money back for that for what you did. She was just she was just jerking his chain, screwing with him. It reminds me how she extorted money from Hercule during the World Tournament during the Majin Buu arc. That was always pretty funny. It's obvious that Hercule, Mr. Satan, or whatever you want to call him, he's comic relief. Seeing him, is pretty funny. He livens the mood because you gotta have a show that has some humor in it and not just action. That's just to that's just the move, and there's not to mention the back between. There's also Pilaf and Shao's plan to break up Mai and Trunks. She's trying to keep Mai from falling in love with Trunks because she sees because after what Trunks told her about the future, about what happens, she's completely in love with the idea of him. And young Trunks is trying to woo her, which leads to this like three-way triple triangle between my older Trunks and young Trunks, which is, I mean, you're in a love triangle with yourself. It's pretty funny. And that's time travel. And I'm gonna get to that in the point. Like, from what I saw in this episode, it looks like that overall right now the person that they're seeing may become black, but so far he's not black. Zamra. It seems that his hatred for humans and his encounter with Goku may have stirred something in him, something even more. He was already had problems dealing with humans, and he had a hatred for it. And I think this fueled his ambition even more. How best to describe it? It's like you see the time travel. You know about movies and time travel. Like Back to the Future, Terminator. You know about that. In those movies, there's two possibilities that can happen from time travel. When you time travel to the past, time travel to the past, you end up changing events that could make things a whole lot better. But in doing so, you could alter the past in a way that make the future that could come from so bleak and horrible that you makes you be like, oh my God, what have I done? It's a double-edged sword. I'm thinking that the encounter that Goku and Samurai had, even though it was for pure intentions, for good reasons, to try to find out what is black, ultimately ends up becoming the creation of black. Basically, Goku created black, even though it was invertedly. This encounter resulted in Zamos going rogue and ultimately becoming black. That's my theory overall. It's when you think about it, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, hell, but at the moment it's just guessing. But it's anybody's guess. Because remember, we don't know jack about black. Heck, that rhymed, I know. But, just any point, anything's possible. I mean, think about it. Overall, it's food for thought and something you should think about. Give me your opinion. You should share. Comment down below in the video and give me your honest opinion. Comment, write, subscribe, share this video if you have to. Just give me your opinion on who the hell black is, and am I right, am I wrong? Just tell me what you think overall. This episode overall was very enjoyable. I like it, And, it's food for thought, seeing Whis and Beerus, the comedic part Goku is, and him taking Beerus off. If you don't, I mean, you may make me mad. I will throw you off and turn you into space dust, That is pretty cool. So, the next episode, we get to see a preview. It looks like Trunks is going to be trained under Vegeta, and he's probably going to learn about Super Saiyan Blue. I mean, Trunks can't go Super Saiyan Blue, so I don't know if he could, but it may be, he could learn something from Vegeta that he hasn't before. Overall, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for subscribe. Thank you. This was a good episode. I like it. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for subscribe. This is Cinematics, getting my latest review and a breakdown theory video on about Super episode 53. I'm out. Peace. Bye.